Did you know that after the age of 60, seniors lose up to 1.5% of their leg muscle mass every single year? That means by age 70, many older adults have already lost over 15% of the strength they once had in their legs. And they don't even know it's happening, until it's too late. But here's the shocker. A simple breakfast food, eaten before 8 a.m., could delay this decline by as much as 10 years. No expensive supplements, no prescriptions, no fancy treatments, just one humble food, overlooked by millions, that could cut the risk of muscle loss by up to 72% and help prevent wheelchairs, walkers, and late-night leg cramps that rob seniors of sleep and independence. Most people skip this habit without realizing it's costing them their balance, their strength, and in some cases, their ability to walk. So if you're over 60 or care for someone who is, you need to hear this. But first, before we dive into the science and the solution, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Elderly Health Tips for more life-changing advice just like this. After a long night of sleep, your body wakes up in a fasted state, running low on fuel. And when there's no energy available, guess what it starts to break down first? Muscle. And for seniors over 60, that usually means leg muscles, the very ones you depend on to walk, balance, and stay active. Here's the thing. Your legs aren't just for moving. They play a major role in your metabolism and even in preventing falls. But if your first meal is just a cup of black coffee, a glass of water, or a slice of white toast, your body stays in breakdown mode. That's why eating a proper breakfast right after waking up is one of the most powerful ways to protect your legs. It stops muscle loss in its tracks and gives your body what it needs to rebuild, recover, and stay strong. And now, let's move on to 5 breakfast foods that help maintain leg muscles. Food 1. Bananas. When it comes to aging gracefully, bananas are often overlooked, but they shouldn't be. For older adults, especially over 60, this humble fruit offers real, measurable benefits when used right. Think of it like a natural electrolyte pill wrapped in a yellow peel. Let's start with the numbers. A single medium banana, about 118 grams, contains approximately 422 milligrams of potassium. That's nearly 10% of the daily recommended intake for adults, based on guidelines from the National Institutes of Health, NIH. And according to data from the CDC, over 70% of Americans over age 60 do not meet the daily potassium intake recommendations, which is between 2,600 to 3,400 milligrams per day, depending on age and sex. Why does this matter? Because potassium isn't just important, it's critical. It regulates fluid balance, supports nerve signals, and more importantly, for seniors, helps maintain proper muscle function and prevents painful leg cramps. A 2016 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with higher potassium intake had 20% better muscle function and mobility scores, even when physical activity levels were the same. I remember one patient, Linda, 68, a retired schoolteacher from Minnesota. She had been waking up every night with cramps so severe she'd have to walk around the house just to get relief. We checked her labs. No major issues, but her serum potassium was at 3.6 millimoles per liter, technically normal, but low normal. I recommended adding half a banana after her breakfast, and the results were impressive. Within 10 days, her cramps were down by 80%, and her sleep improved dramatically. But bananas offer more than just potassium. They're also high in vitamin B6, about 0.4 milligrams per fruit, which is over 30% of the daily need for seniors. Vitamin B6 is essential for neurotransmitter balance, which affects both muscle control and mood regulation. In aging adults, low B6 has been linked to depression, poor sleep, and even reduced cognitive performance. Harvard Health, 2019. However, not everyone should eat bananas freely. If you have chronic kidney disease, CKD, excess potassium can be dangerous. The kidneys regulate potassium, and in CKD, this balance can be disrupted, leading to hyperkalemia, which increases the risk of heart arrhythmia or even sudden cardiac arrest. That's why I advise my CKD patients to either limit banana intake or opt for greener bananas, which have lower bioavailable potassium. Same caution for those with type 2 diabetes. A ripe banana contains 14 grams of sugar and has a glycemic index, GI, of 51 to 62, depending on ripeness. Not terrible, but not ideal either if you're insulin resistant. Unripe or slightly green bananas are a better option. Their resistant starch content helps regulate blood sugar and acts as a prebiotic, supporting gut health. Food 2. Salmon and other fatty fish. Here's a surprising truth not enough seniors know. Eating fatty fish just twice a week can build more leg muscle than walking alone. And that's not a theory. That's science. According to a landmark 2020 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, seniors who consumed fatty fish, like salmon or mackerel, at least 2 times per week had up to 27% more lean leg muscle mass compared to those who ate fish rarely or not at all. Even more impressive, their risk of falls dropped by 36%, which, in real-life terms, means fewer hip fractures, fewer ER visits, and more years of independent living. Why? It's all thanks to omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. These powerful fats are found almost exclusively in cold water fish and have been shown to reduce inflammation, support mitochondrial function, and stimulate muscle protein synthesis, the actual building of new muscle fibers. Most Americans, especially those over 60, are deficient in these critical fats. Data from the NHANES survey, National Health and Nutrition Examination, shows that over 80% of older adults in the U.S. don't get enough EPA and DHA through diet. This matters because low omega-3 levels are linked to increased risk of sarcopenia, the age-related muscle-wasting condition that affects up to 50% of people over 70. Did you know your brain competes with your muscles for omega-3s? That's right. If you're not eating enough, your body has to choose. Do I repair the brain or the legs? That's a battle you don't want happening silently inside you. So, how should you prepare your fish? Avoid deep frying. It destroys the delicate fats and adds inflammatory oils. Instead, go for steaming, baking, or pan-searing with olive oil. Pair with foods rich in antioxidants and complex carbs, like sweet potatoes, steamed spinach, or a few slices of avocado. This combo not only supports muscles, but also helps stabilize blood sugar, a common challenge in people over 60. Now, how do you know if you're low in omega-3s? Watch out for these subtle signs: frequent muscle soreness after light activity, dry skin, brittle nails, trouble concentrating or mild memory lapses. Legs feel heavy during walks, more bruises than usual with minor bumps. If these sound familiar, your muscles may be starved for the nutrients they need. Food. 3. Boiled eggs with the yolk. If you're over 60 and trying to stay strong, your first meal of the day might be your most powerful medicine. And believe it or not, a simple boiled egg, yolk and all, could be one of your best tools. Let's talk about what's inside. One large boiled egg contains 6.3 grams of high-quality protein, 0.5 milligrams of vitamin B, 12 about 20% of daily needs, 1 milligram of iron over 500 milligrams of leucine, a key amino acid for building muscle. According to a 2021 review in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, leucine is the most anabolic amino acid, meaning it directly stimulates muscle protein synthesis. But here's the catch. As we age, our bodies become less sensitive to this signal. Seniors actually require about 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal to activate muscle building, about 30 to 40% more than someone in their 30s. That's why I recommend my older patients eat 2 boiled eggs in the morning. It's a simple way to start triggering muscle recovery after a night of fasting, especially if it's done within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up. This early window is when your body is most responsive to protein, a concept backed by research from Tufts University's Nutrition and Aging Lab. But muscle isn't the only story here. The yolk provides choline, a nutrient essential for healthy neurotransmission. It supports communication between your brain and lower limbs, helping with reflexes, balance, and coordination. A study by Harvard Medical School in 2021 found that adults over 65 with low vitamin B12 and choline levels were 40% more likely to experience gait instability and delayed reaction time, both key risk factors for falls. Let me share a real case. Henry, 76, a retired postman from Indiana. He came in saying he felt off walking downstairs, not weak, just slow to react. Blood tests showed borderline B12 and low dietary choline. I advised him to add 2 hard-boiled eggs to his breakfast, along with a slice of whole-grain toast and spinach. By week 4, he told me, I don't have to hold the railing every time anymore. Did you know your muscles are most responsive to protein in the first hour after waking? It's called the anabolic window, and if you miss it, you may lose out on the best chance to repair overnight muscle breakdown, especially in the legs. Quick signs. You might not be getting enough from your morning routine. Trouble standing up quickly without wobbling, muscle fatigue even with light activity, feeling mentally foggy or slow to respond, skipping protein or only drinking coffee for breakfast. And no, just egg whites won't cut it. The yolk is where the B12, choline, and healthy fats are. Plus, the fat in the yolk helps absorb fat-soluble vitamins and gives you long-lasting energy. Food 4. Oatmeal with chia seeds. If you're over 60 and tired of waking up with stiff legs, shaky energy, or morning brain fog, I have one breakfast to recommend. Warm oatmeal with chia seeds. And no, it's not trendy. It's backed by real science. Let's start with oats. 1 cup of cooked oatmeal, about 234 grams, contains 4 grams of fiber, with 2 grams being beta-glucan, 165 milligrams of magnesium, 160 milligrams of potassium, 5 to 6 grams of protein, depending on preparation. According to a 2020 review published in Harvard Health Publishing, beta-glucan has been shown to lower blood sugar spikes by up to 23% and cholesterol by 10%, especially in older adults with prediabetes. That's huge because uncontrolled blood sugar can cause muscle fatigue, dizziness, leg weakness, and poor coordination, all of which raise fall risk in seniors. But oats don't work alone. That's where chia seeds come in. Just 1 tablespoon, 10 grams of chia delivers 1,700 milligrams of ALA omega-3s, 95 milligrams of calcium, 40 milligrams of magnesium, 4 grams of fiber. Data: USDA Food Data Central and NIH Office of Dietary Supplements. Omega-3s in chia, ALA form, help reduce inflammation, particularly in joints and muscles. Several studies, including one published by the Journal of the American Geriatrics Society, link higher omega-3 intake to improved muscle strength, faster muscle repair, and fewer nighttime leg cramps. Magnesium, meanwhile, supports nerve transmission and helps prevent morning stiffness. Did you know that just 10 grams of chia seeds a day can reduce muscle recovery time by up to 35%? That's because it supplies both omega-3s and electrolytes, something few breakfast foods offer together, especially in plant-based form. Want to boost it even more? Here's what I recommend. Eat your oats warm, not cold. Warm food digests more easily in older adults, according to research from Tufts University. Add sliced banana for potassium, or blueberries for antioxidants and polyphenols. Use unsweetened almond or oat milk to avoid added sugar. Sprinkle a pinch of cinnamon. It may help improve insulin sensitivity. Food 5. Greek yogurt. Did you know that starting your day with Greek yogurt could help preserve your leg muscles, improve digestion, and strengthen your bones? All in one bowl? And the best part? You don't need to cook a thing. Let's start with the protein. Greek yogurt is one of the richest natural sources of casein, a slow-digesting protein that provides a steady release of amino acids, which is exactly what your body needs after 7 to 9 hours of overnight fasting. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults who consumed at least 20 grams of casein within 60 minutes of waking had 28% greater muscle protein synthesis compared to those who delayed breakfast or ate low-protein meals. Just one 6-ounce, 170 grams, serving of plain, non-fat Greek yogurt contains 17 to 20 grams of protein, 15 to 20% of your daily calcium, needs 15 to 25% of your vitamin B, 12 needs around 100 to 120 calories. Source: USDA Food Data Central. And it doesn't stop there. Greek yogurt is also packed with live active cultures, the probiotics. These good bacteria are essential for gut health, but recent studies show they do much more. In a 2022 review published by Harvard Medical School, seniors with higher probiotic intake had 17% lower CRP levels, a marker of inflammation, improved vitamin and mineral absorption, especially calcium and magnesium, better balance and less joint pain, likely due to reduced inflammation in connective tissue. Now let's talk about bone health, something no senior can afford to ignore. Aging causes a natural decline in bone mineral density, particularly in postmenopausal women and men over 70. But a 2020 study from Tufts University found that older adults who consumed at least one serving of yogurt per day had significantly higher hip bone density and 30% lower risk of frailty fractures over a 5-year follow-up period. Let me share a real story. Carol, 75, a retired librarian from Oregon, told me she woke up with sore thighs and felt wobbly on stairs. Her breakfast? Coffee? And maybe a slice of toast. We changed that. I suggested one serving of plain Greek yogurt with a handful of blueberries and a teaspoon of flax seeds. Just 3 weeks later, she felt steadier on her feet, had less leg soreness in the morning, and even noticed less bloating during the day. Want to make the most of it? Here's what I tell my patients. Eat Greek yogurt within 30 to 60 minutes of waking to support overnight muscle recovery. Choose plain, unsweetened varieties to avoid added sugars. Add berries for antioxidants, chia or flax seeds for omega-3s and fiber, and a few walnuts for healthy fats. For those with lactose sensitivity, look for lactose-free or lower lactose Greek-style yogurt. Many tolerate it better than regular milk. When it comes to protecting your legs, your balance, and your independence, breakfast matters more than most people think. And as you've seen today, you don't need exotic superfoods or expensive supplements. Just 5 simple, nutrient-rich choices like bananas, fatty fish, boiled eggs, oats with chia, and Greek yogurt can make a powerful difference. These aren't trends. They're time-tested, science-backed ways to stay strong, steady, and confident as you age. Your body is still listening, and what you feed it each morning sets the tone for how you move, feel, and live the rest of the day. So don't wait. Start tomorrow with purpose. And if this helped you, inspired you, or reminded you of someone who needs this, please take a second to like, share, and subscribe to Elderly Health Tips.